Mine coming to Oklahoma over the years. It feels a little bit like a second home. I'm getting a little emotional. It feels like a second home, kind of. I was welcomed here in 2012 with my first film, Brothers at War, and I was asked to help about 3,500 soldiers transition home from Afghanistan and reintegrate with their families. And we expanded our program based on y'all. And we added an afternoon to the program, and we added some short films that I did. And we created, in consultation with the military spouses of this state, a family workbook specifically for spouses, family, and friends. Now, we did that for about 7,000 of you all back in the day in 2012, and we got incredible feedback. And I'm here to tell you, we have now done that workshop for almost 50,000 service members, veterans, and their families since 2011. Thank you. So in some ways, we're here tonight because of you all, because of the contribution that people in this state made to this program and all they gave for it. And things that we developed and innovated here have gone on to literally save lives of service members in other states. Now, before I talk any further, something I always like to do, can I have everyone who is currently serving or who has served in the past? Could I have our veterans as well? Could all y'all, could you stand up for a quick second for me? Can we give these folks a round of applause as a thank you for their service?
Thank you, man.
Now please stay standing. I just want to get a little sense of the room since I'm doing a Q&A later. If you've never deployed overseas, go ahead and sit down. All right. If you've deployed once, sit down. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. 4 times, guys. 5 times. Okay, how many times? 11 times. Thank you. I gotta know, did they give you citizenship over there? No? You what?
A bunch of over there.
There's a bunch over there. In like 3 countries, you got a lot of passports. 7 countries. Well, thank you for that. That's awesome. Can I now, another group I just want to note for a second, could I get all the family members of anybody currently serving and the family members of our veterans? Could I have all the family members please stand up for a second? Can we give a round of applause to the family members as a thank you for their support? Now the folks sitting down, that's me. I'm a family member. I'm a brother. And my brothers told me the truth was not making out of Iraq. In 2004, when I came out to see them, they were in the 82nd Airborne. They had been in Fallujah. As a brother, that pissed me off. I took all the money I ever made, went back to my hometown of Decatur, Illinois. I approached some nice people from Decatur and asked them to support me. I've got a few of them right here. In fact, Glenn was overseas in Iraq when Yatula talked to him about me trying to make this film. And Glenn said, give him the money. Somebody needs to tell our story. And so a bunch of small business owners, family and friends in Decatur, they backed me up. I got permission from the Department of Defense, and I joined my brother Isaac in 2005 in Mosul, Iraq. The first thing I laugh, you're all in the military, a lot of people in. First thing I filmed in was a skiff. Helps to have a brother, right? Then I was out to the Syrian border with the long-range surveillance company, eventually 3 other units. National Guard Infantry Company in the Sunni Triangle, alongside snipers and Marine advisors working with the Iraqi Army. Now that film became Brothers at War. And like I said, we brought that film here. It was released in movie theaters. Gary Sinise became executive producer. He fell in love with it. He started telling me what to do. So we made it official, you know? So Gary Sinise has been working on this for 17 years. And in 2019, I went to the Gary Sinise Foundation to sort of beg for Gary's time. I want to do like an Indiegogo campaign. I wanted to like revisit this. And so there I am. I'm at the Gary Sinise Foundation. And they said, well, you got to talk to the leadership. And they have a new leader. And his name is General Rand. So he's a 4-star general. And I have to go and sit in the boardroom with him. And I'm ready to beg for time. And he's right here, actually. General Rand flew in from Colorado today. 4-star general, retired, right here.
He was my boss, too.
He was your boss?
Yes.
Well, look, all grudges can be settled after the film, all right? All right? Let's enjoy the film for now. We can roll around in the dirt afterwards, okay? All right. So, he said to me, I watched Brothers at War with my wife in 2008 at the Canadian Embassy. I turned to her and I said, that's what Iraq is like. And I wore your disc out, I showed so many people. And one conversation led to another, and eventually he's the reason that you're able to see this film tonight. So thank you, Robin, from the bottom of my heart, for letting us have this movie. And so I'm not going to talk too much more about the film because you're going to see it. This movie has already saved a veteran's life at an early screening. We're gonna release this film, and it's just gone up by 18 theaters this week. We're gonna release the film in 138 movie theaters across the country, and next week 36 movie theaters overseas, so our troops deployed can also see this film, like you all can this weekend. Now we're here tonight, in part because of that long relationship I've had with both the Oklahoma Army Guard and then the Air Guard in 2021. Tracy Poindexter asked me to come back again and work with them. And then I worked at Tinker Air Force Base. So we've done multiple workshops over the years with y'all. And so that's why I really wanted to come back here. But there was somebody that had to actually make that happen. And I know a lot of people worked on that committee. But I have to point out one man, Warren Stowe. Can we give Warren Stowe a round of applause? So Warren has been busting his butt. I met him about a year ago. He's a veteran, police officer, combat veteran, and a business owner. And he spends a ton of his money and a ton of his time basically trying to help his brothers and sisters in arms, his fellow veterans, take a healing step forward. And for that, he has my gratitude. And I came here because I wanted to back him up. I just thought it was awesome that he wanted to make this a huge Veteran Appreciation Night, and 2 nights actually, tomorrow a Service Member Appreciation Night, and also Appreciation Night for the families. So of all the places I could be in the country right now, I wanted to be here in Oklahoma City for you and for Warren. So Warren, thank you for bringing us together tonight. Listen, little warning. Sometimes veterans use bad words. And this is a documentary, okay? I had the chaplain say a prayer. He's been a friend of mine for like 15 years, so hopefully that absolves us a little bit. But even myself, I am prone sometimes to using a bad word, and I will do penance for it. But I'm giving you that warning. My first film, I was in combat. So sometimes vets will get a little activated from that. This film, we don't seem as much of that. It may make you feel something, but if you feel like you need a moment, maybe step outside, glass of water, but please come back in. There's so much in this film for you. This is not really my film. This is a film about my brothers and their friends. This is the film of 12 veterans. And what I hope is that you see your story in their story. If you see a little bit of your life in their lives, then I've done my job as your filmmaker. And family members, I hope you see a little something. And our hope is that this movie will make things a little easier to talk about. That's why we made it. The Gary Sinise Foundation made this film for you. Yes, we want the American people to spend 1 hour and 45 minutes seeing, hearing, feeling what it's like to be a veteran. But we also know that our first film, and we hope our second film, has really helped a lot of military couples and veteran couples have needed conversations. So that's really why we're here tonight. After the film, General Rand and I are going to come down and do a little Q&A, and guess what? We decided to let you guys ask whatever questions you want. So whatever questions you want, the two of us will take those questions. If I say something really dumb, he'll hopefully clean me up a little bit. But between the two of us, hopefully we'll have a good time with you after you see Brothers After War. So I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to get this party started. But before I do, I just want to say one last thing. Thank you for coming. You know, the one resource you never get more of is your time. And you decided to share your time with us. And I think the best part of my generation was the one that volunteered to serve us for over 20 years in the War on Terror. So I'm just so grateful to you to share your time with me tonight, to get to know some of the most extraordinary people I've ever met. So thank you all.